Wow. Can you do something with this?
Yeah, I mean, your job, preferably.
You picked the wrong day to be the unboxing man.
That's Lou. I'm the unboxing boy.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
Is this a drone?
Not just any drone.
Oh, is it the Snap drone?
Yes, it is.
Oh, this is some stupid shit. All right, I'm about it. Okay, so Snap, the company formerly known as Snapchat, have created the Pixy. I'm gonna be real, I don't remember my Snapchat login. I don't use it anymore. I'm not 20 years old like a baby.
Jared, Joanna, do you guys use Snapchat?
I use it every day.
Oh.
Joanna, we no longer have things to talk about.
I still feel like Snapchat keeps making hardware because they keep trying to pitch themselves as not a social network, and it's not working. I'm not gonna lie though, there's a bit of a vibe.
I want to beat you up so bad right now while you're wearing that.
Here, actually, Joanna, why don't you take over? Why don't you set this up?
Set it up. I was just gonna let you use my Snapchat.
You are a certified drone pilot. You have a license and a certificate. This is the perfect product for you. You can name it Joanna's Pixie. It's
How
fine.
about not Joanna's picture? The camera's like right there. I don't know if that's like.
That is loud.
That's the loudest thing.
Oh,
Okay.
Now I'm gonna walk this way.
Controlling this at all.
Has any of this video come through to your phone?
No.
Technology is terrible. So what is this? This is just regular selfie mode.
This is hover because this is the least dangerous mode we could put it in.
Look at this drone safety. There we go, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so it comes
down.
down.
Yeah.
No, I think it's kind of like supposed to follow you. Yeah.
Or it's following Joanna in this case.
The image quality is,
Bad.
yeah,
Probably, it's okay for Snapchat.
I guess.
No,
Okay.
we need 8K.
I guess not.
We should do an
Around
orbit.
you?
Let's do an
Yeah.
orbit. Uh-oh. Oh no, that's
Oh, it
it.
has to go pretty.
That's pretty far away. Okay, hey.
Oh, wait, no, stop.
Okay.
No.
Oh, barely. Oh, let's go.
Well, that was quite the orbit.
Well, now we've all learned how to use Snapchat a little bit.
I've immediately deleted it from my memory.
Okay.
It erased itself. Are you feeling the wave? The wave?
That's not the wave.
You can't ride my wave. You're not riding my
this.
wave, Matt. You stay
This.
off my wave. Now this, my friends, is an entire care package from our friends over at Ayaneo. Now, I will admit, the last time we took a look at an Ayaneo, I wasn't an enormous fan, mostly because it was expensive. But they listened to what I said and crafted a product exclusively for me, using my feedback and not listening to anyone else. This is my invention, and I'm gonna take none of the credit for it. No, this is the Ayaneo Air, although there's a lot of stuff in here. This is a nice little care package. Thanks, Ayaneo. A letter. Dear Austin, thank you for giving us the idea to create the Ayaneo Air. It was such a brilliant idea,
Can we get
and
that?
it's really good.
Can we confirm that was notarized?
The top line of it says, "Dear media friends." Before
No,
you.
it said Austin. It said Austin.
It doesn't even have your name on it, dude.
This is what I'm really excited for. This is the Ayaneo Air.
Wow, that really does look like a Switch Lite.
And this is the mid-spec model. So this is the Ryzen 5 5560U with 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. This is actually relatively competitive with the Steam Deck though. It's 16 gigs of RAM, just like the Steam Deck. You're gonna lose a little bit of graphics on something like this, but keep in mind it is gonna be significantly smaller. This starts at $550, which to be fair, is still more expensive than the Steam Deck. But keep in mind, this is a full Windows 11 system with a 1080p OLED. Oh, look how tiny it is! Look how tiny it is! Oh, oh.
I was gonna say that's the
paper.
instruction
Yeah.
manual. No shit, Sherlock.
Look how tiny it is! Look how little it is!
Oh, that's pretty small.
It's so
Oh,
little!
wow.
I like the finish. If you see, it goes from like this kind of like teal color over to pink and a really nice smooth gradient. Ooh, look at that OLED. Oh, dude, this feels nice. This feels nice. Purely on size, I'm gonna give a huge W to the Ayaneo, just because for me, this shit, I might as well carry around an XPS 17 Alienware Big Chungus edition. I like the Steam Deck, but man, this thing is huge. The Ayaneo, it's small. Look.
No,
I'm gonna do it. Watch.
No. I hope you like stick drift because you're gonna get it now.
Hey.
Oh, except you won't because these use
Hall sensors! And it's an OLED screen! One of my biggest complaints with the Steam Deck is the fact that it's got a pretty mid screen. I mean, it's 1200 by 800, which is a fine resolution, but the screen itself, it's just not great quality, especially when you look at it compared to something like a Switch OLED. And this is going to have, as far as I know, it's 1080p OLED, so it should be pretty damn solid.
Here's the thing. like, you say that, but the Steam Deck having the lower resolution actually just makes everything better.
No, but you can run this at 720p. I would run it at 720p, but for some very low, like, graphics games, I'll run it at 1080p. And even from running it at 720p, I've got the OLED quality as opposed to the crappy LCD.
Playing a lot of games on the Steam Deck, I would have never called that screen crappy.
Yeah, like I've never complained about it ever.
I actually think this is too small.
You're too small.
Like where my thumbs want to place are not. I feel like I'm cramping my hands in.
Yeah, I don't like where the stick is.
Yeah,
It needs
yeah.
to be up here.
Yeah.
I'll say though, this is very ergonomic and the materials feel nice. This doesn't feel overtly plasticky like every other Ayaneo or GPD product that I've ever tried. I don't think it's benefiting like a ton by being this small. I think you can get some decent like thermal gains and like, ergonomics just by being 15% bigger.
Ken, here's the thing, right? As much as it pains me to say this, let you borrow it briefly to make a Denki video.
It's perfect for my one-way flight to Japan.
You're never gonna see that thing again. You know better than this.
I can see the next item. It's called transparent. Like me, because you can't see me. This is where everyone laughs because it's funny.
What's the opposite of a laugh track?
A boo track. Look, I see the name of this thing. You literally haven't even thrown it. It's literally in front of me. It says transparent speaker. Can I have the item yet?
You know who also has a lot in common with the speaker?
Who?
John Cena!
Because you can't see him.
Time is now.
What are you guys talking about?
He doesn't know.
John Cena's invisible?
You can't see me. You don't. Okay.
Oh, right.
He's saying, oh, he still has no idea.
So this is the transparent speaker. Does anyone know anything about this thing?
It's a very high-end speaker.
Hold on. No. This is a very high-end speaker that cost over $1,000 that we've unboxed on Mystery Tech in the past.
It may or may not also cost more than $1,000.
Oh.
Without any further ado, as the kids say, the transparent speaker.
Oh, wow! I can't even see it! Wait, it comes with Yo.
This means it's fancy. Oh no, this is a lot of assembly instructions. Can I not just turn it on?
That looks like an IKEA manual.
To be fair, this company is Swedish, so.
Oh, yeah, they love their paper.
Behold, my friends, the transparent speaker.
Oh, well, it's the wrong way, but.
I gotta be honest with you, after all that was really disappointing.
Yeah, this looks super cool. So you've got a couple of speakers as well as, I would assume, a sub.
Looks like Mickey Mouse, got it.
Is that a hidden Mickey?
It's a hidden Mickey.
So you've got this little box which has all of your actual electronics in it. So if I flip it around to the back, what you'll see is it's very, very neatly managed.
Hold on. So, does Chromecast, does Bluetooth, does Apple TV, so AirPlay 2. The cool thing is that you can actually wall mount this. So I believe.
Wow, imagine this on the wall. How
It'd be
sick would that be?
right? Oh, that's the switch. Oh, that's kind of nice.
Wait, I need more bass.
Oh, whoa, okay. There's a lot of leeway there. Oh!
So, this sounds good. How much, Jared, does the speaker cost?
This costs $1,100.
Okay. So it does not sound $1,100 good. This is something that you're buying for the aesthetic and for the very good audio quality. I think you could probably spend $400 or $500 and get a speaker that is gonna sound similar. And especially if you have this in like a stereo pair with a couple of these, I think it's gonna look phenomenal, right? And that's really, I think, what you buy this for. That was an aggressive throw. This is Budi, a multifunctional cable stick.
Yeah, you know how I love to be super extra prepared in my backpack to have everything?
Yeah, this is cool. How much is this?
15 bucks.
All right. This is looking very promising. Very promising.
Nice jewel, dude.
Vaping isn't cool, kids. Don't do drugs. All right. On one side, I have a bunch of micro SD card slots, nano SIMs. Matt, how often do you need to carry extra SIM cards? That sounds a little sus.
I have our Google Fi SIM. I have an AT&T SIM.
Sounds like you've been watching too much Better Call Saul.
You gave me these SIMs.
Never mind. I have nothing to do with this. So I plug it into my S22. A little red light has appeared and it shows as charging device. The cable's good for 65 watts as well, which is enough to charge something like a laptop. It actually is really easy to put the cable back in too. That was one of the things I figured this would be a huge pain for. Good product, Austin-like. Today, we're gonna look at spicy things. This, my friends, is as spicy as it gets. Now, as the official president of the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip owners fan club, I have had my fair share of Z Flip shenanigans and issues. But today, it's all fixed. This is my first time actually touching the Z Flip 4. Touched it.
The Bora Purple this year looking pretty nice.
It does look nice.
You're telling me that those are two different phones?
Look, I am looking at these.
You're telling me that that is two different models of phone?
There are subtle differences. The camera bumps are significantly more pronounced on the 4 compared to the 3. The bezel is a little bit smaller, and the actual crease is ever so slightly shrunken down. Honestly, if you do not have the Flip 3 and the Flip 4 side by side, you are going to notice almost none of these differences. But as the president, CEO, and treasurer of the Z Flip fan club, I will be remiss in my duties to not inform you of every flip and fold difference that could possibly exist. Every Z Flip, from the original one all the way up to the 3, has shared the same kind of mediocre camera from, I think, the Galaxy S10e, whereas the Flip 4 finally gets an upgrade to a more modern camera. It's not quite up to what you would get on the, where'd the Fold go? Oh, Ken's already unboxed it. Ken's literally already unboxed the Fold over here.
I'm trying to be quiet, and all right, well, it's unboxed now.
Let us pixel peep.
Neon Sign, the dynamic range is definitely better. It's doing less of that HDR thing.
You can see the larger sensor. Look how it's like a little bit softer in the background. All right, so let's flip over to portrait. Now, I will say Samsung portrait mode, low-key best in the game, right? Even on the Z Flip 3, their algorithm, even with like hair and stuff, I've been incredibly impressed, even with the 3. I immediately like this more. I think the color temperature is a little bit better. Look at the wall, it's a little too blue on the back where it's a little bit more neutral.
The 4 did a better job at the cutout, but at least in this photo, on the 3, it got it more right skin tone
But
wise.
I think the 4 is naturally a little bit of a softer image, which to my eye looks better and more natural. It's not that sort of slightly over-sharp kind of thing. Now this video actually is probably not live yet, but I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek. I recently was able to take a look at my Z Flip 3 in an X-ray machine. The hinge, it seems small, right? But when you actually have it open, the hinge is like that wide. Like it is a massive, massive chunk of this phone. I know hinges always kind of work in, but it does feel very firm. In fact, so much so that like I can tell you've got a lot more angles where it will hold. Whereas I know on the Z Flip 3, once you start to open it up at a certain level, like you do it here, it's just gonna close, right? But the Z Flip 4, I mean, it'll stay in almost every orientation you want, which is neat. If I'm trying to watch video in bed, I can get it at just the right angle.
What
Yes.
videos are we watching in bed?
Nothing but This Is videos, Matt.
Good answer.